witness with me, multiple witnesses, one witness at least. When the alien came in my house, my best friend was with me, and we went to beat it up because it was walking around downstairs in my basement. But again, when you have a witness, when you have facts, when you have documents and pictures and all that, help increase the awareness of what really went down. And since you have so much, like you said, you want to wear your uniform, that just rounds it all out and makes it really cool. So I support it totally.
Boy, appreciate it.
And the only time I've been questioned, Ken, the only time I've ever been questioned in my life was by AT&T when they put me on the line with some high level because I had a name change based on the fact that I did have a marriage certificate. But they said when it wasn't my original name that I was using an alias. So I had to go through all kind of backtrack with AT&T, even though I knew I was married to Thomas R. Morris. They had to go get me on the line and track me back and ask me questions back to when I had my first phone in Houston, Texas as a teenager. So that was amazing. Wow. They said they have over 50 years of records on me. Can you believe that? And I'm still using a contractor with my cell phone, so they've got about 60 years now. The other one was the government. I called for government.
Yeah. Well, a lot of us have been. Who is it? You're our good friend here. He said chosen by extraterrestrials. That was William Tompkins. I don't know how to say the same thing, but as I mentioned in the very beginning, whenever I was only 3 years old, and then the tonsillectomy, and then I'm being dead for like 49 seconds, and a walk-in, those type of things are all part of who we are and what makes us who we are. So I think chosen or used, probably is a better term, being used by extraterrestrials. That's part of why I wound up where I am at what we're doing right now. So I think we all have a good purpose here together.
Well, this is findings of fact for oneself, whether you believe it or know it. It's if you lived it and you know it beyond a shadow of a doubt, and if I know I can go into a court of law and to this day put my hand on the Bible, and I swear, because I've been a professional investigator and I've been an expert witness in court cases, so I know what it feels like to swear in court as a professional expert. So being that I have been one, I know how scary it is to have all these people looking at you, depending on you to tell the truth, Ken. And I have nothing to gain except if you look at it like now I'm a publisher working in content providing and I make no money. I think I've made 84 cents on Spreaker maybe in 3 months. They never pay you enough commission. It's not even worth signing up for, but it's called Commission Junction if anybody's interested. But there are groups you can look at. But trust me, with the advertising, and I don't put any advertising on any of my websites. Now, talking to Mad, so I don't have to start paying the bills anymore or stop, we may start playing or professionally being a trade association and build in our own marketing and advertising. And if we do, we will then tell people if this is a nonfiction story by a mad painter in science fiction or an audio book versus this is my biography by myself, right? Isn't that right, Ken? So your book is your first, Ken's Moon is your biography, isn't it?
It is my autobiography, and it's all the way up to print. Okay, I just wanted to hear it from other people that I enjoy a relationship with that I can trust. So we'll put it that way.
Well, what we'll do is we'll separate fiction in the Ace Folk Life. We'll say if it's folklore, myth, legend, hearsay, and versus finding a fact, or as an investigator would do, which Richard Dillon says we need in the UFO business. Now, whether somebody is a real ufologist or alienologist is based on their research, their findings of fact, and their archives. What are they doing? Are they collecting fiction or are they collecting nonfiction? But it's not so much out there in Amazon anymore. Mad, you're more professional on that, aren't you? On how we tell the difference?
Well,
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm writing fiction at the moment. I mean, when it's nonfiction, I'll state that it's nonfiction, you know.
Right. Okay.
And Tommy writes spiritual, but he writes his. It's like autobiography or experience he's had. When Truth is called Crazy, I believe was Tommy's first book, wasn't it, Tommy? It was
No,
real.
my first book was How to See God. My second book was When Truth is Called Crazy. That was my autobiography.
So what we have in common, Ken, is we're all authors, and I have Authors
Right.
Book Club. And right now, because I was too lazy to figure out how to put people's books and put them up for sale, I haven't done that. But if we have people in our trade association that want to market their books, I, as a affiliate of Amazon, can pull their books off and put them on our site. And if we sell them, we may make a certain, I don't even know how much, $2 or $3, maybe a book. I don't know how much Amazon allows us to resell them for.
You don't even make $2 or $3 when they sell it for you.
Okay, you don't even make it. So it's got to be where the people making the money are really the producers of the product or the service. And Amazon does not only the printing on the first in, first out, or what they call immediate publishing on the IBM. I don't know what machines they are nowadays, but they only print them when they're ordered. But they have the money in the distribution, so they make it on the distribution, as far as I know, in the centers. Right?
Oh,
so I
we
don't know
got
how
more
we're
to
going to do.
Yeah, we'll have to work it out somehow. It sounds like you've got some experience there we can all draw upon. I appreciate that. And I'm right now I've got to get both my first two books, and that's Ken's Moon, the revealing the dark mission of NASA, and the second one was the regression of a NASA whistleblower. I'm got the recording of everything of the second regression, and which gets into all kinds of good stuff on the teleportation and the jump rooms and the jumper, as I called it, the little craft that I could move around on Mars and rescued William White Crow and Andy Bishago, and then the other thing is, and then where the hangar bays were and how and all that stuff came out of my brain during the hypnotic regression. But then there were so many, not typos, but mistakes and things like that in both of them, and I hate to tell you, but you know who the ones that were edited for me, and I'm going to have to get somebody better to do the editing. If I can get my wife to do it, that'd be good. But right now she's out of work today.
Wasn't me, but we in the past we've worked with Bill M. Tracer out of Tennessee, and we have we call a beta team, and my mother taught me that. So in my family we had 5 people. But I didn't do any of mine to be professional enough to care, so that's why I don't bother selling them. But if we go forward as a professional group, we'll definitely use a beta team and 5 people to help check the editing. But we're all using Grammarly these days. And so what it is you take the first 5 copies. Once you get it as proper as you can for yourself, then you take the first 5 copies, distribute them to your beta team. They go through it, read it, make notes where the mistakes are, and send it back to you, and you have your editor, whoever publishing printer, because most of the electronic publishers, they want you to send in, and they will reprint it exactly as you send it to them, and that's everybody. Yeah. So
I know
all the big companies, all the Vantage Press, iUniverse, all of them just strictly do what you send them in their form, and they'll usually give you a sample or a template to put it in. So that's all we all do, the publishers like me that are electronic publishers. But what I offered people when I met Janet and everybody was we would go ahead and I checked people that came to me, their books, and my husband's and a guy named Steve something, but I gave his book back later. But he did sell well. So that's just something we're thinking about if people want to move forward. And we have various people that do covers, including a mad painter, Bill Tracer, and Tony R. Elliott's wife, Bonnie. So those are 3 people that do them. But we'll just work together and see what everybody wants to do. So everybody, whatever you want to bring to the table, we are basically content providers into cyberspace, and we're concentrating on audio right now, broadcast. And Ken would like to get into video, video, and everybody can add on their YouTube, but that's for the next show. But Ken, get with Ahmad, and we'll have a meeting on what our potential is for 2020, including going to an event. Okay? We'll talk about that.
You got it. Hey, guys, enjoyed chatting with you all. Let's keep it up. Got a good team.
All right. It was a pleasure.
All right. We'll meet next
Okay.
week then. Ahmad, thank you. We all went over.
Okay.
Been a good show.
Thank you,
All right.
Ahmad.
Good night, everybody.
We'll meet back. Oh, wait, Sunday we have a spiritual show, 5 to 7. Ahmad, your show is Sunday morning, 11 to 3 on Revolution.radio.
Eastern.
Okay, 11 to 3 Eastern. So that's 10 to 2 my time. I'm usually not up till afternoon anyway. All right, my hours are usually 11 to 7, folks. Those are my hours. Thank you, Ahmad, for your patience. And this will get better, folks. This is just our first one with the 4 of us. And every week could change depending on who wants to show up. Thursday night we'll have with Alien Contact Org. And you're going to keep trying to help us with that too, right? With Dave Emmons and Dr. Bruce Cornett, right?
If I'm around, I will.
Okay, thank you, Ahmad. You've been a big, big help. We sure depend on you. Thank you for doing a good job, okay?
You all have a good evening. I'm gonna make a quick run to the outhouse. Goodbye.
Thank you, Ken. All right. Good night. All right. I'm gonna go now, Ahmad. Thank you. And,
all right, y'all have good.
I guess I'll call you on Skype tomorrow before Sunday.